This is the scene of the crime. A crime of passion, filmed in a way you have never seen before, and as no one else would dare attempt. But the screen's master of suspense, the producer-director who shocked the world with Psycho. This is the apartment of a man named Jeffries, a news photographer whose beat used to be the world. Right now, his world has shrunk down to the size of this window. He's been watching the people across the way. Nobody seems to pull their blinds during a hot spell like this. He knows a lot about them by now. Too much, perhaps. For instance, down there on the second floor, the woman pacing about. He calls her Miss Lonely Hearts. So lonely that even death seems like a friend. These are the newlyweds on a honeymoon no one will ever forget. He calls her Miss Hearing Aid, an artist of a very odd and strange art. The songwriter who plays the same melody over and over again. A genius or insane? This is the traveling salesman and his invalid wife. Out of their arguments and nagging comes a weird kind of love. Miss Torso, the body beautiful. That is, viewed from a safe distance.
Those are just a few of my neighbors. First I watched them just to kill time, but then I couldn't take my eyes off them, just as you won't be able to.
And you won't be able to take your eyes off the glowing beauty of Grace Kelly, who shares the heart and curiosity of James Stewart in this story of a romance shadowed by the terror of a horrifying secret.
Do not adjust your sets. We are live in a place called a studio in a world called cyberspace. Greetings and salutations. I had to do it. Welcome to the 70th, I should say. Goodness gracious, 70th anniversary of Alfred Hitchcock's suspense thriller Rear Window here on And I Quote Channel. I am your host, Ryan, and joining us on this episode of Movie Watchalong is a very good friend of ours. We haven't seen her for a very long time. She's been busy doing millions of other projects and just making a positive impact on the world with her charming personality and looks and intelligence to boot, as one might say. She might even give our friend Grace Kelly a run for her money. Please welcome the one and only Willow Schuyler to the stage. Willow, welcome back, my good friend. How are you? And how is Canada doing these days?
Good. It was kind of rainy this morning, and so that's harbinger of what's to come, I guess.
Yeah, later on in the Hall of Justice, and the next Alfred Hitchcock thriller directed by Willow Schuyler. No, I'm sorry. I had to do it. The old school style of movie trailers and radio and voiceover is fantastic. And as you just saw in that trailer at the top of the show, Willow, just out of curiosity, does that bring any back any memories for you from watching Rear Window for the first time?
Yeah, I remember watching this movie years ago with my grandfather as a kid, and so every so often, like, I'll rewatch these old movies, and it just brings back memories of watching these movies with my family. And I don't know, something about Grace Kelly. Just, I love her acting. I love her. I love all her movies, and her name definitely is, she is a very graceful woman. She's beautiful.
Well, that's certainly true. I mean, I'm a fan of her work in To Catch a Thief, with Cary Grant, no less. And Be on Time. Haven't got a decent watch. Steal one. I mean, she's just Just incredible beauty. Once again, for those of you who are new to this programming, here's what we're going to be doing. You're going to be watching us react to watching the movie. You can watch it along with us in the comfort of your very own home. You can do so on physical media or a streaming service. And we're going to watch it at the 00 mark, so right at the very beginning before any of the opening credits appear on your screen. And I do want to take an opportunity to say, if you have any memories, any questions, or fun facts you wish to bring up during this presentation, please let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. We love interacting with you. We really appreciate it. And do not forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And also, if you are watching us live or what is known as a replay, we thank you so much for being with us. One of our other panelists is going to be joining us here a little bit later on in this show. So please stay tuned for that, because I'm very curious to hear their 2 cents on the matter once they arrive. You know how some people like to be fashionably late, Willow, in show business. But, hey, the show must go on. And Yasi says she is so excited for this episode. Well, guess what? We are excited that you're here with us, Yasi. It's good to see you again. Hope everything's well in your neck of the woods. Let us know in the comments of the chat if you're willing to share with the rest of the class. Or should I say the rest of the audience? I feel like I'm back in my film analysis class I'm teaching right now at the university. Good Lord. With that being said, I'm no Hitchcock, okay? So I don't know how to direct a master of suspense thriller type film here like Alfred Hitchcock did back in the day. But for me, I saw this movie just a couple of years ago, and I remember seeing it, I believe it may have been through, it was through a Blu-ray set called the Alfred Hitchcock Essential Collection. Has 5 films. I know he's directed many over the years, Willow. But this Blu-ray set has 5 of his best films, arguably, and Rear Window was one of them. And this was my first time watching it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And as soon as the movie was over and I had a chance to watch all 4 of the other movies in this set, I said to myself, this is my favorite Hitchcock movie. Yes. I kid you not. Now, I know there's a lot of other Hitchcock films that I've yet to see, but in the case of these 5 films, this is the one that stood out to me the most. And this isn't a knock against North by Northwest or The Birds or Psycho, or what was the other one that came in this set? Vertigo, if you remember Vertigo. Just Vertigo is a creepy, weird, doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I can't wrap my head around that one, Willow. I don't know if you're familiar with James Stewart's Vertigo, but that's just...
I came to fall in love with Hitchcock back when he was doing a TV series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going.
I'm old.
we're all. I mean, hey, in the words of our good friends, Elizabeth, we're told this stuff. So no, it's okay, it's fine. But that's cool though. But yeah, Vertigo was the one that just a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. So with that being said, we're going to start things off, begin our feature presentation here. We hope you enjoy this with us as well. Once again, this is the 70th anniversary of Rear Window, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and starring the incredible James Stewart and the very beautiful, drop-dead, gorgeous Grace Kelly of Monaco, for those of you who follow the royalties and all that stuff. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin our feature presentation. Here we go. This is going to be a lot of fun, and we hope you enjoy yourselves during this time. So we got the Universal Pictures logo coming up on my side of the set here. Oh, boy. And Yassi's giving us a heart emoji in the chat. Thank you, Yassi. We, see what I'm doing there? You see this on your screen? We heart you too, Yassi. Thank you. Great to see you. Oh, boy. So as we're getting started here, because we're going to be seeing some of the opening credit sequences here in a moment, Willow, what are some of your other favorite Hitchcock films? Do you have any other favorites that stand out?
I love Psycho. I love what they did with the Psycho series. There
was a sequel? Get out of here.
There was a sequel. There was and there was like a TV show, like spin-off early 2000s. And I liked it. It was good. The Bates Motel was a really good series. I liked it.
I saw bits and pieces of it. I thought it was good too. Vera Farmiga and, oh gosh, what was the boy's name? Doggone it, it escapes me, but he's a really good actor too.
He is. And then the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis every so often honors her mom by reposing in the shower scene.
The shower sequence, yeah.
That's fun. It's a good movie, and it will always be one of the favorites for Halloween.
Yeah, well, there are things that go bump in the night, and Mrs. Bates just happens to be one that bumps back. So,
Yep.
Oh my God, Mom, what did you do? Just a boy's best friend is his mother. I mean, come on. Like, there's that, and then, Willow, she just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes. Isn't that right, Willow?
Yeah.
Even in Canada, people can go mad.
Especially in the winter when it's cold and nobody wants to leave the home.
Nobody wants to leave the house. They want to be a shut-in, be a crazy cat lady, maybe.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how are your four-legged friends? How are those whiskers?
Oh, they're
how are they doing?
fun. I don't know if you've seen the recent post of me healing from the recent attack. Well, I scared my cat by accident. So I'm sporting some nice scratches. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Garfield got into the lasagna again? No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, he just started hissing for no reason. Just, I guess he got afraid of the brain cell that orange cats like to share. So, so I went to go pet him, and he parkoured off my face, arm, and chest.
Wow. Okay. Don't hear those stories too often here on this set. And by the way, Yasi says, I love how Hitchcock used the pacing, the visual compositions, the sound design, and limited point of view to create suspense. Very valid point, Yasi. Very valid point. And then Yasi goes on to say, the character of Jeff as a photographer and the way his camera is used to highlight voyeurism, or, voyeuristic metaphor, to help the audience participate in his experience is fascinating. That's some really good insights there, Yasi.
The entire movie was shot on one set, which required months of planning and construction. Yep. The apartment courtyard set measured 98 feet wide.
Jeez.
180 feet long and 40 feet high, and consisted of 31 apartments, 12 of which were completely furnished. The courtyard was set 20 to 30 feet below stage level, and some of the buildings were the equivalent of 5 or 6 stories high. This movie was shot quickly on the heels of Dell and for Murder in 1954. So, yeah. Thanks, IMDb, for that wonderful tidbit.
I thought Willow just came out with that out of her magical hat, but she's like, no, I had to Google it because I don't know what I'm doing on set half the time. I don't know why Ryan calls me in the middle of the night being like, yo, I need you for tomorrow's show. No, it's fine. It's understandable. And IMDb is a great place for you to learn about film and some of your favorite actors and producers and writers, and all kinds of stuff can be found on imdb.com. # not a sponsor of this program, but if they want to be a sponsor, call me maybe, in the words of our friend Carly Rae Jepsen, if anyone remembers her. What is she doing nowadays? She's still making albums? I don't know.
I'm fairly certain she's still making
recording.
music.
She's still recording, right?
Yeah.
Is it somewhere? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Carly, if you're out there and you want to be a guest on the show, let us know. Maybe we'll use you you can provide our new theme song. Who knows? We actually don't have a theme song for movie Watchalong. That'd be quite fun if our good friend Case, maybe I could talk to him. Maybe he could put something together. Because Case, let me tell you something, brother. You've done a great job of putting together what is known as our intros for The Meaning of Fandom and remastering the anti-quote intro. And also the Nerdy Cantina, where we talk all things Star Wars. You put together an intro for that as well, Willow. That was a lot of fun.
You know what? I could probably come up with something fun for you as well.
Really?
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay. We'll see. You got producing skills. You have a few, skills under that belt. So yeah. By the way, D. Martin says Grace Kelly was absolutely stunning in this bit. Well,
she is
there ever a time when she wasn't stunning? I mean, what was the other? Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't she also in Dial M for Murder?
I believe so. Yes.
Was that her, or was it another blonde actress that I'm thinking of? I can't remember if it was Grace Kelly or somebody else. Maybe it might have been another blonde.
No, that was her. Yep.
Okay, so Dial M for Murder, right? Rear Window, To Catch a Thief. What do they all have in common? They're directed by Hitchcock. So
Hitchcock loved his blondes.
Him. Yes. Have you ever seen the film Notorious by any chance? Have you ever seen that film Notorious?
Not yet.
Hitchcock? Okay, so that has our good friends Cary Grant. It also has Claude Rains. Claude Rains,
Mm-hmm.
Casablanca, and The Invisible Man, and he was in Phantom of the Opera, and he was in The Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. Claude Rains has an incredible filmography. Have you noticed that? He's incredible. And then, where was I going with this? So, I lost my train of thought. This is so sad. So, Grace Kelly is just, yeah, Dial M for Murder's fan. Dial M for Murder is pretty good too. I think it's good too. To Catch a Thief, I like that a little bit more than Dial M for Murder, but that's not a knock against Dial M for Murder. I just want to throw that out there. So, let's see here. Yasi has so many other things to say with us. She says, it's not just suspense like any other Hitchcock movie. When audience is participating in the act of watching others with Jeff, gives the film a meta level. So it's an ethical suspense when the line between watching and being watched is being blurred. Wow. Man, Yasi, we got to get you on one of these shows because you got some fascinating insights into the genre, the production of these movies. You see what I mean?
Hey, Ryan, sorry, I have to take off. I apologize, but my husband's calling, so I have to take this call.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. See, I guess, are you coming back in 5 minutes? Or
I'll try.
Okay. All right. Take your time. No worries, Willow. We love you. She may be coming back. She may not. I don't know. Things happen in this business. But anywho, you know what they say, right? The show must go on. For those of you just tuning in, this is the 70th anniversary watch-along of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. We are currently 8 minutes and 20 seconds into the film. Feel free to queue up your copy on physical media or streaming service and let us know your thoughts, your fun facts, or favorite memories of Alfred Hitchcock movies in the comments section below. And do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. And if you're watching us live on a replay, we thank you so much for being with us. And let's see. Yasi says, in this movie, Hitchcock's cameo is different from the others. Pay attention. Oh, don't worry. We will. And she's also giving us a thumbs up. So thank you, Yasi. Do greatly appreciate it. D. Martin says they used the dancer's skirt, actually, in Rear Window to get the colors correct in the remaster. No kidding. No kidding. I did not. You know what, D. Martin? I did not know that. And by the way, is D. Martin short for Dean Martin? Because D. Martin was a very famous person back in his heyday. So, not sure. But it's good to see you nonetheless, D. Martin. And we wish you the best with everything going on in your neck of the woods. So Jeff has, is having his in-care nurse come and visit him. She is in the process of setting up his bed or his bed sheets, and she's about to give him a massage because he's been sitting in the wheelchair for far too long, and he needs to, what do you call it? Smooth out the kinks, I guess. I don't know. Grease the wheels, maybe. I could be another different expressions. I'm not sure. Oh boy. And she's also taking his temperature, which I don't think there's necessarily a problem. I don't think he's under the weather. He's just injured. He has his leg wrapped up. He hurt himself. So he's just trying to recover from his injury. That's what the main character, Jeff, is attempting to do. So sorry about that. Just typing some notes here, if you don't mind. Okay. So there you go. Let's see here. D. Martin says, I saw Dino in 1963 at the Sands in Vegas. Laugh out loud. Okay. That's great. Man, that's fantastic. So yeah, just going over the motions here in the movie. But you're more than welcome to watch this movie along with us on physical media or streaming service and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you as we go along. And another one of our co-hosts is going to be here a little bit later on in this program. So stay tuned for that. Look forward to hearing their 2 cents on this movie and some other things coming up as well. But here's a question for you. I mean, what are some of your favorite Alfred Hitchcock movies? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat, whether it's during the live portion of this presentation or the replay. And now Jeff's in-care nurse is giving him a massage because he's been sitting in that wheelchair for far too long and his muscles are all cramped and all that kind of stuff. So, it's just one of those things. Now she says Notorious. Yeah, Notorious is a really good movie. If you have not seen Alfred Hitchcock, I believe it is, Alfred Hitchcock's Notorious, please do yourself a favor and watch that movie. It's got a great casting. Cary Grant, Ingrid Bergman, and Claude Rains. Another good suspense thriller. It's more of a spy movie type thing. from Alfred Hitchcock. So feel free to look it up. It's really good. And the reason I'm looking to this angle is because I'm looking at my other screen where the movie is being played. So just, it's not that I'm not paying attention to you, the audience, since I'm turning over to the side to see my monitor here. Let's see. D. Martin says it's hard to choose a favorite Hitchcock movie. Well, I mean, you can list all your favorites. It's okay. You don't have to list, just one. Excuse me. You know what I mean? So it's not a big, it's not a big deal. It's just one of those things, I suppose. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just reading another note here from a good friend of ours who's got a Kickstarter going on right now. Oh, okay. Looking at that note too, folks. So Jeff's done with his massage. Now he's being let back into the wheelchair. He's got to put his leg up so he can, rest. And the nurse is saying, "Why don't you just marry this girl that you like?" It's funny. It's funny that way. Let's see here. Oh, Mr. Jeffries, I'm not an educated woman, but I can tell you one thing. Let's see how else come together. Wham. Like a couple of taxis on Broadway, not sitting around analyzing each other all the time. Is that your way? Hold on a second. Is that your way of saying you're back now? Are you alive?
I am here for a little bit. My husband's on his way home, though. But
so that means you only get a few more minutes with us here in the studio, and then you got to fix supper.
Yeah, well, I might be going out for supper, but it's for at my favorite burger joint. So it's
Burger joint. Oh man, we're in the Burger King Kids Club. No, I'm kidding. It's not Burger King, I'm assuming.
No, it's a local joint here in my city. So
support your local businesses.
Yes,
good on you. What's the name of it?
It's called VJ's. VJ's Drive-In.
VJ's Drive-In. Okay.
Best fries in the city. Homemade.
Okay, that's homemade.
The way it should be.
Okay. Well, that sounds lovely. I hope you and the love of your life have a wonderful time. Yasi says her favorite Hitchcock film is actually The Birds with Tippi Hedren.
Oh.
So, yeah. Talk about creepy. That movie, whew.
He tortured Tippi in that movie, though. The poor girl.
Yeah, didn't the bird in one of the shots actually try to rip her hair out? Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
There was some issues with some of the mechanisms too in that movie, but they managed to get it. They managed to make it work, though.
Oh, some tough breaks there. Let's see here. D. Martin says, as a kid in the 50s, Hitch's TV series was a staple where I was. There you go. And then Yossi goes on to say, I loved that TV show, D. Martin. From the 50s Hitchcock TV show. Yeah, okay. I've never seen it, so I don't know much about it, Willow. You want to educate us there?
Well, I would watch what are they called?
Replay
of them.
Reruns.
There we go.
They're called reruns. Yeah,
but
wait a minute. I've seen this one. I've seen this one. This is a classic. This is where Ralph dresses up as a man from space. What do you mean you've seen this? It's brand new. Yeah, well, I saw it on a rerun. What's a rerun? You'll find out. Sorry, I had to quote you on Back to the Future because you don't know what a rerun is, so I had to educate you on that.
No, it was fun. They were fun episodes. It was kind of like the Twilight Zone, where it was
Rod Sterling.
Little short episodes, and often ended in misery or
Misery. Isn't that a hit? No, it's not a Hitchcock movie, but it is a Rob Reiner film called Misery. Boy, I finally saw that movie for the first time not too long ago, Will, and let me tell you something. That Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates is an amazing actress.
She can play a sick, twisted, evil fan of a novelist. When she takes that sledgehammer, Willow. I mean, that's some nasty stuff she's doing to that guy.
She did an amazing job in American Horror Story.
Oh, she was in American Horror Story as well? Okay.
Yeah.
Was that a couple seasons ago, or was that recent?
Oh, unfortunately, I just started watching that series, so I don't know how
bummer
where it lies in the midst of all the all the horror.
Gee willikers. Yossi goes on to say they remastered every episode of the Hitchcock TV series on Apple TV, which you can watch right now. Wow. Okay. So if they have Apple TV in Canada, then you can rewatch all your favorite episodes of the Alfred Hitchcock series.
Well, I mean, I do have an Apple phone, so we'll see.
Maybe that'll that matter. And then D. Martin goes on to say one of his running jokes was telling people to just call him Hitch without the cock. Oh boy. Okay, that could be that could be understood in a couple of different ways there, D. Martin. And then Yossi goes on to say, I'm laughing with a laughing emoji. Goodness gracious. And by the way, Grace Kelly has made her first appearance here in the film Rear Window wearing this gorgeous white and black dress. She's got the little sash or whatever it's called, like around her. And then she's just like, because Jeff is just waking up from having like a long nap after spying on his neighbors for a couple of hours. And she wakes him up with this kiss, which who doesn't want to be woken up by Grace Kelly with something like that? It's just, and then he's comparing the differences between himself and, Grace Kelly's character. And it's like, well, why do you stay with me? You deserve a man who does this and that. And the other. It's just, she goes like, well, I haven't noticed a big thing about those relationships. And then she says, that's because I bought it myself. This cigarette box has 6 different compartments. Oh, I packed for Shanghai, which has also seen better days. It's cracked, but you never use it. Sorry, I'm trying to do my best impression of James Stewart and Grace Kelly, but clearly it's not amusing Willow at all. James Stewart's got that thick, you know what I mean? He's just got that old school,
yes,
thick voice. You know what I mean?
Have you noticed that over the years, like lots of television shows and movies kind of rip off Rear Window?
Well, they did a remake of it with Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf and Sarah Romer and David Morse. And speaking of The Matrix, which we talked about earlier in the year because it turned 25, Carrie-Anne Moss played the mother of Shia LaBeouf's character. Did you know that?
Interesting. And
Disturbia, I actually like Disturbia. I don't mind it as a Rear Window remake. I don't mind it. It's good. I mean, clearly it doesn't hold a candle to the original, but it's entertaining. Have you seen Disturbia? Are you familiar with it?
No, not yet, but
feel free to add it to your date night. Because it is a creepy movie, so it might be good for you and the hubby to watch during Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's streaming somewhere in your neck of the woods of Canada.
Castle did a version of their own take on Rear Window as well. Castle got injured and was spying on his neighbors with the...
I didn't know that. I'll have to look this up.
It was a good episode.
It was. Okay. All right. I'll have to look it up one of these days. Yossi says some of my other favorite Kathy Bates roles that she was in is Dolores Claiborne and Fried Greek Tomatoes. She is currently on the reboot/remake of CBS's Matlock.
Yes. I have yet to watch it and see how well.
Well, here's the good news for you, Willow. They have actually posted the pilot episode for free on YouTube.
Oh.
So you can go and watch it if you want.
Apparently, according to news, I'm not sure if it's true or not. We'll have to find out. But Kathy Bates is saying that she might want to retire after she does Matlock. So,
well, she's been doing it for a while, and she's had a really good run over the years, and she's had some really good characters and performances too. So, I mean, Misery is probably going to be her number one. I think a lot of people are going to draw from Misery for that one. But also, she was the Waterboy's mother in the Waterboy.
Yes.
So, like, Bobby, you can't play foosball. Why is that? Because foosball is the devil. She basically says anything that is not you is the devil. And I'm like, really, Kathy? Really? Devil. Yeah. Who was the woman that he was trying to? Vicky Valancourt. Vicky Valancourt's not the devil, Mama. She's a nice girl. You know what I mean? It's just, oh gosh. When was the last time you seen Waterboy? Man.
Years ago, but it's funny because me and my husband watch a lot of Adam Sandler's movies.
Do you watch the most random things on the most random days, you and the hubby?
Sometimes, yeah. We're in the middle of watching Grey's Anatomy right now.
Oh, why are you watching that? That show's been on for 30 years.
Because I apparently am married to a 14-year-old girl.
Is he watching it because of some of the women on that show? I mean,
he likes watching stuff like that.
You want a medical drama? Watch House or ER.
I see. I've watched ER when it was running, and I had to I think it was like 4th or 5th season that I just kind of stopped watching because it wasn't interesting anymore. But House, I loved House.
I'm the big cheese, the go-to guy. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. House. You can call me Greg. I'm one of 3 doctors working at this hospital, although I'm the only one who's forced to be here against his will. That's true, isn't it? Whatever. This is Vicodin. And no, it doesn't mean I have a drug problem. I have a pain problem.
All right, guys. I have to take off. You guys have fun watching your movie.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Domestication happens to some of us here in this world. Listen, Willow, thank you for being here for the limited amount of time that you could. Give our best to your family, the loved ones up in Canada. But if someone wants to know more about your shows, where can they follow you?
You can find me all over social media. I'm the social media socialite. Find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. You can find me on Sundays. It's Sunday night on Geeky Discoveries. We're going to be talking about urban legends.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here with us, Willow. Follow her on social media, and we will see you next time, Willow. We're going to miss you around here.
Bye.
Yeah, have a good one, superstar. We're gonna miss you there. But hey, show must go on, folks. It's what we do in this business. By the way, Yasi says, I like Disturbia too. It's a good remake. Yes, I would agree with you. D. Martin goes on to say, George Clooney left the series known as ER during the course of its 5th season, or at the end of its 5th season. Yeah. And plus, it's also when he was filming the movie that nobody talks about, Batman and Robin. Excuse me. Whew. Something must have come up there. Yasi says there was a Rear Window TV series with the late, great Christopher Reeve, also known as the OG Superman. Nothing against George Reeves, by the way. Also, a Simpsons episode took place. Flanders was committing a crime. Hello, Flanders. Oh, hi-ho there, neighbor. Sorry, that was my best impression of Flanders and Homer. Does that work for anybody? Probably not. I don't know. Once again, this is the 70th anniversary watch-along of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. We are currently 23 minutes and 58 seconds into this movie. Now, if you queue up your copy on physical media or streaming service, you can watch the movie along with us. Share your favorite memories of this or any other of Alfred Hitchcock's films in the comments down below, or fun facts or questions about anything. Let us know, and don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're watching us live or what is known as a replay, excuse me, we thank you very much for being with us. And one of our co-hosts is going to be joining us here a little bit later on. Willow was able to join us for a limited amount of time. And thank you, Willow. We do appreciate you, and we wish you all the best with your shows and your working with the Back of the Cereal Box and the YouTube channel and all that kind of jazz. So give her a follow. She's good people out there. Just throwing that out there. Oh, Grace Kelly. My goodness gracious. Drop dead gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. And, James Stewart's a great actor. I mean, this guy's done so many wonderful things in his career. It's insane. His filmography, like a lot of actors of this time period, are like 6 miles long, maybe 10 miles. Excuse me. Picture it like this, 10 miles long. By the way, Yasi says that was actually a good Flanders impression. Wow. In the words of Owen Wilson, wow, I actually did something right for once in my life. Thank you very much. Yasi. Appreciate you so much. And it's good to see you again, because I haven't seen you pop up in too many of these shows as of late. You must have been busy with other projects, and that's fine. Listen, we all get busy sometimes. It happens. For reals, as one might say. But speaking of the Christopher Reeve series based on Rear Window, I have not seen that personally, but I'm not opposed to sitting down and watching it, because we all miss Christopher Reeve. We all miss him very, very much. And there's actually a documentary out right now called Superman, the Christopher Reeve story that was put together by Christopher Reeve's sons and daughter. So make sure you check out that movie. I'm looking forward to seeing that documentary at some point or another. Please excuse me. So if anyone's had a chance to see the documentary, let me know in the comments, but don't tell me, like, I want to go in fresh. I don't want to know too much. I mean, I know the basics of it and everything, but I still want to go in as fresh as possible. But if you've seen the Superman / Christopher Reeve documentary, let us know in the comments. Be curious to hear your thoughts on that as well. And you know what? Speaking of classic Hollywood, because we were talking about this earlier, there was a trailer that debuted earlier this week, and it's about the great Hollywood actor Humphrey Bogart. Life Comes in Flashes. The trailer is out now on YouTube. You can find it there. It's 1 minute 45 seconds long. It's a really good trailer, and it's put together by Humphrey Bogart's son. Helped put this documentary together. So please, by all means, check out the trailer to this. Let me know your thoughts about it. What kinds of documentaries or what sort of biopics should be made about classic Hollywood actors or actresses? I mean, I would like to see one made about Grace Kelly. I think there may or may not have been one already. But I'd like to see one about her and one about James Stewart. I think that would be really fascinating to watch. So you never know. Anything is possible. And now Jeff and Grace Kelly are having dinner. There can't be too much people, but there can't be difference between the people and the way they live. We all eat, talk, drink, laugh, wear clothes. Well, now look, if you're saying all this, just tell me the truth, because you're hiding something from me, then maybe I can understand. I'm not hiding anything. She's like, well, it doesn't make sense. What's so different about this or any place you go? The one person can live in both places just as easily. Some people can. Now, if you'll just let me explain to you what it is about traveling. I mean, it's just, James Stewart is so good. He's just so good at what he does. You know, you pay attention to him. He has that everyman type of look, is what I'm trying to say here. In regards to James Stewart as an actor, just, throwing that out there. And let's see. Yasi says, I loved the TV series offer about the making of the Godfather movie. Ooh, okay. All right. I think I saw a trailer for that, Yasi, but I never watched the series. I never watched the series or the show. I'm sorry. I'm going to make him an offer. I can't refuse. You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody, Charlie. Man. Speaking of Marlon Brando, On the Waterfront is just... That's another classic Hollywood movie. If you've not had a chance to see the movie On the Waterfront, directed by Elia Kazan and starring Marlon Brando, mind you, definitely check that out, because that is really, really good stuff. Yes, we are watching the movie Rear Window, Yasi, and where are we? I'll give you a timestamp. So currently, we are 28 minutes and 52 seconds into this movie, Rear Window. You are more than welcome to watch this movie along with us on your streaming service or physical media. Let us know your favorite thoughts about it, fun facts, comments, questions, anything of that nature in the chat down below. We'd love to hear from you. Billy Alabama, welcome to the show. He says, Reeves' version is wonderful. The story was pretty different from Hitchcock's, but both versions are great. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Billy Alabama. Good to see you. Hope everything's well in your neck of the woods. You're not meant for this life. Few people are. Well, you're too stubborn to argue with. I'm not stubborn. I'm just truthful. I know, but unless a man would have told me it was one long holiday, and I would have awakened to a rude disillusionment. Oh, well, now, wait a minute. If you want to get vicious on this thing, I'd be very happy to accommodate you. Sorry. I just can't help but this is some great scenes going on between these two actors. I just can't help it. Plus, I'm trying to catch you up on wherever we may be in the movie. Maybe it's helping Yassi's case. I don't know. Maybe I'm not helping at all. But thank you for telling me about Reeves' version being good there, Billy Alabama. I'm going to have to sit down and watch it. Is that available to stream on YouTube, by the way? The Christopher Reeve version of Rear Window, is that on YouTube? Or is that only on a streaming service? Can you find that somewhere? I'm not sure. Oh, boy. Maybe when my co-host is here, he could. It's fine. It's all right. Got to make it through the show, folks. Oh, goodness gracious. So much to do and so little time. Photos. Now, there's nothing wrong with you, Alicia. You got this town in the palm of your hand. Not quite, it seems. Billy Alabama says, I will look into that for you. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate you. In the words of TJ Cat, I appreciate you. Couldn't we just keep things status quo? Without any future? Well, when am I going to see you again? Not for a long time. At least until tomorrow night. Well, hey, at least she's coming back, man. Could be worse. You know, she could have just said, no, I'm not going to date you anymore. I'm through with this relationship. It's not working. You know, Who knows, right? Oh, complications. Complications. I'm just. I don't think that's a song. By the way, I'm just making that up as I go. Here I am now. I'm talking to myself. That's chaos. Chaos theory. Chaos theory. So what are you saying? You're a mathematician? No, chaotician. Chaotician. Doctor Sadler. I refuse to believe that you aren't familiar with the concept of attraction. Sorry, quoting another movie that has nothing to do with Hitchcock and has nothing to do with James Stewart or Grace Kelly. I'm so sorry. So our main character, Jeff, is sitting in his, loft. Or let's see here. Yossi says, yes, the Christopher Reeve version is in fact on YouTube to stream. Okay, thank you, Yossi. Appreciate it. Appreciate both you and Billy Alabama for doing your research, looking that up for us. Do appreciate it. If I have some time tomorrow or maybe sometime next weekend or next week, because I have a very busy schedule, I will watch that because I am curious and I like Christopher Reeve as an actor, but I got to be honest, I've never really seen anything outside of his Superman films. I never really, I saw his guest appearances on Smallville because Smallville is a favorite TV series of all time, but those were just guest starring, those were guest starring roles. So, and that was, unfortunately when he was confined to the wheelchair at that point. So I'd like to see more of his, acting, outside of the Superman DC lore, as it were. So, see how that goes. So Jeff is looking out in and out of his window every few minutes, if not every few hours. And apparently one of his neighbors is out in this rainstorm and he keeps taking a briefcase or a suitcase rather in and out of the apartment. But I'm curious as to why that gentleman is doing that so late in the night. And he keeps going across the street and then he comes back and he goes somewhere else within town and then he comes back again. What exactly is going on with this guy? I don't know. I really don't know. Or maybe I do. Maybe maybe I've seen this movie somewhere before. What is she talking about? I don't know. It's just, oh boy. By the way, for those of you wondering, let's see here. Before I get to some announcements and some programming notes I'd like to share with you. Yossi says the lighting on this scene when Grace Kelly exits the room in minute 30. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a great movie for a lot of different reasons. And Alfred Hitchcock, he knows how to film the differences between lighting and shadowing and making sure there's enough space for characters to be in or enough space to create what is known as suspense during the course of his movies. So well put, Yossi. Well put. Some programming notes for you just to catch everybody up. So we do movie watch-alongs on the second, third, and fourth Friday of each month, respectively, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Rear Window going on right now. And the next episode of Movie Watch-Along, we're going to end October with a big bang because we are going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary, count them, 40th anniversary of one of the greatest motion pictures of all time within any genre. It may fit in one or two specific genres, but it's one of the best just in all of cinema, and specifically 1984's The Terminator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Michael Biehn. That is going to be celebrated next Friday at 7 p.m. EST. So mark your calendars right now. Put it in your calendars, and the link is up on our YouTube channel, so you can bookmark it. And as soon as we go live during that presentation, you're going to be notified, and then you can be able to join us. You can watch that movie along with us. Comment down below in the chat during the course of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're very excited. I love The Terminator. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. In fact, I think I would venture to say it's in my top 10 of all time. So definitely tune in for that. It's going to be very exciting. And also, I don't want to give too much away here because the schedule hasn't been officially released yet. But my good friend Case and I have been putting together the schedule for next year's season of Movie Watch Along. And let me tell you, there are so many great episodes planned. I mean, every episode we do is fun and it's enjoyable, and we do it because we love it. We love what we do, and we want to entertain you who may be watching or listening to this right now. and who's going to be watching or listening to us a week from now when we do the Terminator and so on and so forth. I'm very excited for next season. Next year is going to be fantastic. Case and I are excited. I'm excited. I hope you are excited. We're going to be talking more and more about it as we go into the holiday season and maybe even into early January of 2025. So stay tuned for that. And then the Meaning of Fandom, where we gather people together and we talk about a particular character or fandom that means something special to each panelist and why. So you're going to get 5 different fandoms or 5 different characters and perspectives. And it's a lot of fun. That's going to be on the first Friday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you set your reminders for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next episode will be in 2 weeks from now, and it'll be on November 1st. We are very, very excited for that. And I am very much looking forward to seeing what guests we are going to be having, whether they be new or returning guests. So stay tuned for that. Also, the flagship show of this channel, And I Quote, is on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Our next guest is Jason DeHart, who is a podcaster, indie author, and a teacher. Going to be speaking with him, and that's going to be on Saturday at 12 p.m. EST. So make sure you tune in for that. Bring your questions, too. We love to get questions for each and every single one of our guests on those episodes. And also, I forgot to mention this sooner, and I apologize for not doing this, but And I Quote, the flagship show of this channel, has surpassed over 200 episodes. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to each and every single one of you who have made those 200 episodes possible. All the guests, people who helped me behind the scenes, and just all our guests have been fantastic. I've enjoyed every single episode. We've had some big names. We've had a lot of great creators and independent creators out there on the show. And we're so thankful for each and every single one of you. And we're looking forward to what the new season brings to us in 2025. 2025 season is already starting to be booked out. I think we have the first 2 to 3 months booked as it stands. But then again, people are signing up all the time. So I got to double check that for you. But we are very, very excited for the new year and the new season of both Movie Watchalong and I Quote, and the Meaning of Fandom. And then once some new Star Wars content comes out, we're going to be talking about the Nerdy Cantina coming back, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, tune in, like the channel, subscribe to it, tell your friends about us. We want to reach 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year of 2024. So spread the word. Let's get going with this thing. I love this content. I hope you enjoy this content, and I want to keep doing it for as long as humanly possible. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to be notified when our videos go live, because that's going to be very important for you to keep a schedule for, of our shows, the programming, and for yourself of what we're going to be doing. So there you go. Well, somebody might be watching him. He doesn't know yet. Oh, there's a dog barking in one of the neighbors' yards. For those of you just tuning in, this is the 70th anniversary watch-along of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. We are currently 39 minutes and 54 seconds into the movie, so feel free to queue up your copy on physical media or streaming service. Watch the movie along with us. Comment down below in the chat, and if you're watching us live on the replay, thank you so much for being here, and do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. They don't sleep again in that chair. Great conversationalist, Jeff. Stella, take those binoculars out of the case and bring them here, will you? Trouble. I can smell it. I'll be glad when they crack that cast and I can get out of here. Oh, so now he's got his binoculars. Now he's going to be able to see things a bit more closely and maybe even a bit differently, depending on how you how you look at it, so to speak. Man across the way is packing up a briefcase or a suitcase to that effect. All right. Let's see here. Well, it looks like Jeff not only has his binoculars, but now he's getting out his camera to spy on his neighbors. So this is getting, see, he's going more and more high tech. He wants to get more included in this. So we'll see how this goes for him, shall we? Basically. But yeah, some of my other favorite Hitchcock movies, I really like Notorious, really like Psycho, like The Birds. Let's say I like North by Northwest. I don't love it, but I like it. It's good. I don't think it's as great as a lot of people make it out to be. But let's see, what else? What else? What other Hitchcock movies do I like? To Catch a Thief was the first one I ever saw, and that was in a movie theater. That was the first Hitchcock film I ever saw, and it was in a movie theater. My local Cineplex was playing classic movies at that time, so I don't think they kind of still do it, but not as frequently as they used to. But To Catch a Thief is really good. I gotta tell you. I mean, that's excuse me. You got Cary Grant, Grace Kelly. I mean, just a phenomenal cast. Phenomenal cast. Everybody in the movie is great. Everybody in the movie is great, you know? But yeah, it's some good stuff. So, excuse me. Just feel free to, what am I trying to say here? Feel free to look that up when you get a chance. Jeff continues to spy on his neighbors. Huh? Well, the dog keeps running in and out of the, backyard of this one person's apartment. You understand what I'm saying? So Jeff is taking a look around all the different windows of his neighbors, figuring out who's still awake, who's going to sleep, all that kind of jazz. Oh, Grace Kelly in a scene with James Stewart again. Grace Kelly. By the way, what are some of your favorite Grace Kelly movies that she's appeared in? Just out of curiosity is all. Three times on a rainy night with a suitcase and come back 3 times. He likes the way his wife welcomes him home. No, not this salesman's wife. And why didn't he go to work today? Homework. It's more interesting. Small saw wrapped in newspaper. Oh, Lisa. I'm sorry, I forgot Grace Kelly's character's name. It's Lisa. Jeff and Lisa. So now I can't remember that moving forward. Sorry, I'm just so into the film and not really, the character names aren't mentioned all that much. Jeff's name's mentioned a bunch, but the other characters only mentioned less than a handful of times. So gotta be careful when you gotta watch it. And yes, Yasi, I saw the Hitchcock cameo. It's very different from his normal ones or normal type cameos, if you know what I mean. But it's still good nonetheless. Still a good cameo. It's not bad. Just how would you start to cut up a human body? Jeff, I'll be honest with you. You're beginning to scare me a little. Jeff, did you hear what I said? You're beginning to go, shh. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. The guy's coming back. You got to be careful. Guy's coming back. Guy's coming back. Movie gets more and more interesting all the time. Jeff, he could only see us. I watched the matter. Well, sitting around looking out the window all the time is one thing, but doing it the way you are, binoculars and wild opinions about every little thing you see is disease. What, do you think I consider this recreation? I don't know what you consider it, but if you don't stop, I'm getting out of here. What is it you're looking for? I just want to find out what's the matter with the salesman's wife, that's all. Does that make me sound like a madman? She's an invalid. She demands constant care. Neither the husband or anybody else has seen her all day. Why is that? Maybe she died. Well, where's the doctor? Where's the undertaker? She could be sleeping under sedatives, for all we know. He's in there now. He's in there now. There's nothing to see. There is something. I've seen it through that window. I've seen bickering in family quarters. Bickering in family squirrel. Mysterious trips at night. Knives and saws and rope. And now, since last evening, not a sign of the wife. All right, now you know. Now you tell me this. I don't know what I'm doing. Where is she? Oh boy, he's gonna find her either way, right? Wants to find out what the heck is going on. Jeff is determined. You could see because the shades were up, and he walked along the corridor and the street and the backyard. Seen him in the backyard fixing the flowers. Oh, Jeff, don't you see all that? That he wouldn't pull the shades. I just worry he's being clever. He's being nonchalant, and oh, there's a word. A murderer would never parade his crime in front of an open window. Well, why not? Well, for all you know, there could be a lot more sinister going on in those windows. Where? Oh. No comment. Referring to the newlywed couple that just moved into the apartment building. Yes, that is what he was referring to. Now he's got his binoculars on, looking through, trying to figure out what's going on with this guy. So basically, Jeff is suspecting that his neighbor killed his wife. And I don't know if he did or not. They don't know if he did or not. And then, Jeff, tell me everything you saw from the beginning. And what you think it means from the beginning. Sounds like Kelly is starting to believe him. So I'll have to see how that goes. The name on the second floor, the box, Mr. and Mrs. Lars. That's Lars. Lars Thorwald. What's the number on the apartment? 125 West 9th Street. Gee whiz. Just go home. What's he doing now? He's just sitting in the living room in the dark. Trying to figure out what's going on with his neighbor there. Did he commit a crime? Did he not commit a crime? Is he innocent? Is he guilty? Well, for those of you just tuning in, this is the 70th anniversary watch-along of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly. We are currently 50 minutes and 45 seconds into the movie, so you can queue up your copy on physical media or streaming service, watch the movie along with us, and if you're joining us live on the replay, we thank you so much for being with us. Where do you suppose he could have? Trying to figure out what happened to the body. Where's the body? I will find it. You will? I will, Uncle Johnny. Sorry, these are quotes from the Warner Brothers film The Client. I don't know if everyone's familiar with The Client, but that's a good, that's different than this, obviously, but it's a good legal drama. I don't think it's great, but it's a good legal drama. You can watch it and enjoy it. It's got Tommy Lee Jones, Susan Sarandon, Brad Renfro, who was young, up and coming at the time. So there's that. Miss Torso doing her laundry. Newlywed couple enjoying their alone time together. Oh, window just opened. So now the newlywed man is trying to get some fresh air, but doesn't seem the missus wants to give him that opportunity. Now does she? Oh, he's got his binoculars now. Gonna try to figure out what's going on. Signing out a suitcase, I see. Or picking up one, rather, I think is what's going on. I thought Doyle would be here by the time he got back, or he lied to the police. Now we're going to have to use it. About everything. I'm just here to get the name off that freight truck. I'll keep an eye on the alley. Wow, it's getting kind of serious, getting kind of intense. So the salesman is making a phone call, and Jeff notices that he's making phone calls long distance. Okay? Wonder what's going on there with that. Could be anything. She couldn't get the name off the freight truck. It was going too fast. Bummer, huh? Could be any number of things, Murder is the least of us that worries. Doyle, don't tell me he's an unemployed magician amusing the neighborhood with his tricks of stuff. Now, don't call me stupid. It's too clumsy or, in full view of 50 cars and sit down, waiting for the... All right, call your duty. Go over there and pick him up. Jeff, you got a lot to learn about homicide. Why, some people have committed murder and they'll take 100 challenges. That salesman would have knocked his wife all the way to dinner. Lost her in the trunk and lost her in the process. Yeah, but most everybody's been done under panic. Trying to explain himself there. I mean, Jeff's trying to explain why he believes his neighbor is suspicious, and his friend in the police department isn't really giving him much help, isn't really doing him much good, and all that kind of stuff. Says, don't worry, I'm not going to tell anybody. The last thing we want is more publicity on you because you're injured and you're laid up in this apartment. You know what I mean? A little wear off along with hallucinations. Oh, boy. Once again, thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight. We do greatly appreciate it. Whether you're tuning into the live portion of this or the replay, thank you so much for being here. We cannot do this without you. And Yasi, I hope you're enjoying watching the movie on your side of the fence, because we gave you a timestamp earlier. Looking down in the alley, seeing some of the people there. Oh, costume jewelry sailor, whole salesman. Wonder how much money someone would get paid to do that. I'm not really sure. Let's see here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The friend of the police department is Googling at the girl, and he says, how's Jimmy Stewart says, how's your wife? Oh, quite good. Yeah. She's she's doing good. She left him here. Who left where? Thorwald's, 6 a.m. Oh, the building next to that flat statements. They jibbed with the letter. Thurs are on their way to the scene of the railroad. Well, now, Tom, how could anybody guess that? What did they learn about their luggage and stuff? Grand Central or bust? The superintendent met Thorwald on his way back. Thorwald told him he'd pass his wife, say he would see him later. Have you checked any of his bank statements lately? Well, what good's his information? It's a second-hand version of an unsupported story by the murderer himself, Thorwald. Now, did anybody actually see the wife get on the train with him? I hate to remind you, but this all started because you said she was murdered. Now, did anyone, including you, actually see the murder? Or what are you insinuating? That I'm interested in creating chaos, or making me feel foolish? Well, if possible, both. Well, then don't go do your job. Go over there and search Thorwald's apartment. Must be knee-deep in evidence in there. I can't stand that. Well, no, I don't know if I can do that, but when he goes out for a drink, he doesn't know. I can't even listen to him when he was there. So, or something to that effect. Excuse me. I see. Sorry, just making a production note here. Okay, fantastic. Things change. Look at wow. That's awesome. John Jackson. Excuse me. Sorry. The immortal writer, excuse me, known as John Jackson Miller, is doing a, phenomenal job here. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at more production notes here. All right. Well, unfortunately, I have just been informed by one of our co-hosts they're going to be unable to join us. So that is a bummer, but we wish them the best, and we hope that they're doing okay, and hopefully they can join us another time. With that being said, folks, listen, I normally don't do this, but since, unfortunately, we are alone in the studio, and this movie has another 55 minutes to go, I'm actually going to take this opportunity to say thank you for joining us for the 70th anniversary watch-along of Rear Window. I'm actually going to take off for the evening. I've actually had a long week. I had a long night at work last night because I work overnight, and my eyes are getting very heavy, and I don't want to, take anything away from you, and I don't want to take anything away from this movie and the people who worked very hard to put this movie together. So that is going to do it for this episode of Movie Watch Along with the 70th anniversary of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. In case you want to continue the movie, we are currently at 1 hour and 40 seconds into the movie right here at this point. So you can queue up your copy on physical media or streaming service, watch the movie along with us, or start from the beginning and go from that, or you can start from that point and go from there. But my final thoughts on this movie, Rear Window, are simply this. This is my favorite Hitchcock movie. I rewatched it about a week or so ago to get ready for this episode of Movie Watch. This episode of Movie Watch Along, and I really like it. I still do to this day. I think the cast is perfect. Not the theme. The plot of this movie is fantastic, and Alfred Hitchcock does a great job of using a limited amount of space with what he has and the budget that he was given to make this movie. And he does a great job with it, hands down. I think it's one of the best old school Hollywood movies. I think it's one of Alfred Hitchcock's best movies he's ever made. According to Rotten Tomatoes, this has a rating of 98%, as far as I know. So, well done, Alfred Hitchcock. Well done. Well deserving in that number 2. So my name is Ryan of Anaco Channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5, and make sure you follow us across all forms of social media, simply at And I Quote Channel. Links are located in the description below. Also, I want to let you know that we are doing our absolute best to reach 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year of 2024. Help us reach our goal. Tell your friends about us. Subscribe to the channel. We want to have a special celebration live stream with some returning guests, some special guests, and some special giveaways that you, our incredible viewers / subscribers, going to be eligible to win. Also, we got merch. We got shirts. We got tank tops. We got hoodies. We got stickers. We got water bottles, coffee mugs, all that great stuff. Links are in our social media bio, and they're all on sale. They're available right now in our Redbubble store. So check those out. Tons and tons of merch is available to you right here, right now. So definitely check us out. All the links can be found in my link tree down below in the description of this video, and they can also be found all my social media bios and my Instagram and our TikTok feeds. So check us out there. We're across most, if not all, the social media platforms that are available. So check us out there. But once again, thank you so much for being a part of this episode of Movie Watch Along. We will be back on Friday, October I want to say it's the 25th, with the 40th anniversary of The Terminator, one of the greatest movies of all time. So make sure you join us for that. But thank you for joining us for Rear Window, and congratulations and happy 70th anniversary to the entire cast and crew of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. A lot of these actors and actresses and people who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make these movies what they were back in the day are no longer with us, but rest in peace. We miss you. We wish you the best, and we enjoy celebrating these movies and learning from you actors, learning from you producers, learning from your directors, and all that stuff about the craft of storytelling and the craft of film. So take it easy, enjoy your weekends, be safe out there, and remember, life is better when watching movies with friends. Take a look.
This is the scene of the crime. A crime of passion, filmed in a way you have never seen before, and as no one else would dare attempt. But the screen's master of suspense, the producer-director who shocked the world with Psycho. This is the apartment of a man named Jeffries, a news photographer whose beat used to be the world. Right now, his world has shrunk down to the size of this window. He's been watching the people across the way. Nobody seems to pull their blinds during a hot spell like this. He knows a lot about them by now. Too much, perhaps. For instance, down there on the second floor, the woman pacing about. He calls her Miss Lonely Hearts. So lonely that even death seems like a friend. These are the newlyweds on a honeymoon no one will ever forget. He calls her Miss Hearing Aid, an artist of a very odd and strange art. The songwriter who plays the same melody over and over again. A genius or insane? This is the traveling salesman and his invalid wife. Out of their arguments and nagging comes a weird kind of love. Miss Torso, the body beautiful. That is, viewed from a safe distance.
Those are just a few of my neighbors. First, I watched them just to kill time, but then I couldn't take my eyes off them, just as you won't be able to.
And you won't be able to take your eyes off the glowing beauty of Grace Kelly, who shares the heart and curiosity of James Stewart in this story of a romance shadowed by the terror of a horrifying secret.
I'm a little tired, a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.